What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Group B of the Civ 5 AI Only World Cup. This time round we have got Portugal, Spain, Morocco, and we've got Persia representing Iran, because again, geographic similarities and just makes it easier. And there might be Iran mods out there, I'm sure there are, and it's just easier to use Persia. Come on, let's be honest. There's going to be a few where I do this. Okay, they're Iran. For all intensive purposes, let's go. We've got a desert map this time around, which I don't think that's going to play into any abilities too much here. I think it might benefit Morocco, but apart from... Did I click the right thing? Did I? I did. Okay, it's just not... It's just after this turn, it will single player auto end turn. We're on deity again. It's going to be all the same as last time. Aggressive, expansive again. There we go. Its first turn's nice and slow. This time they're a bit more balanced out. I actually spawned in this far corner. You can see where my giant death robot is. So that's nice. Last time Russia did go through, but they did have a big advantage, to be fair to them. They had the whole side of the map free where I'd vacated. This time it's a bit nicer. Like I said, I'm not going to change anything. And straight away we've got Portugal, their second city. This river is going to be crucial. I think we're going to see Spain and Portugal fighting over this river. And the same, I think Morocco are going to benefit from having this river and floodplains. Persia will need to make the most of these oases, these wheat fields, if they are to progress here. Spain, though, have decided to settle Barcelona right in the middle of the desert. Of course, anyone can win, unlike in the Football World Cup, where Spain and Portugal had a pretty strong advantage going into this group. Yeah, in this group, on Civ, it's far more likely. There's increased chances Persia and Morocco can go through. It's obviously 25% all round. But obviously there's no... Portugal don't have the civilization version of Cristiano Ronaldo, as far as I'm aware. So it's going to be okay for these other civs. And Persia are settling a lot. And they've got the Great Library down too. And I'd prefer them not to settle so much, because it slows down when they settle all those cities at once. But, you know, they can do that if they please. But yeah, 4 cities straight away from Persia. They've got some mountains to protect them too. No wars have broken out just yet. They're a bit more spread out this time. Mapuche, Russia and Arabia were very close last time, which probably set off the wars a little bit earlier than we were expecting. Persia completing Stonehenge now. And lots of pantheons. We do have Catholicism from Spain as the first religion this time around. We did see Catholicism very briefly in the last game. Most wonders, Persia with 2. No one else has got one just yet. There we go, Persia grabbing the Temple of Artemis. That's really good, because they are in the desert. They're probably going to have the least food out of everyone. Although, to be fair, their new city over here, Susa, is on the river. That's going to be useful if they grab these floodplains. But already you can see Morocco, very populous, very lush and green down here, despite starting in a desert. Spain improving, Portugal settling their first city between the rivers. And the first war is Spain versus Morocco. Interesting. I think it's a bit early for Spain to be successful. They've got to cross a long distance here. Persia completing the pyramids. That's more suited to the desert. I don't know whether to call them Persia or Iran, because, you know, they are filling in for Iran. I think I'm going to call them Iran, because I was unsure about what to call them Mapuche as well. Should I call them Uruguay? I'll probably forget, so I'm going to just stick with the Civ's name that we're actually using as Persia, but they are representing Iran. But yeah, I think I'll just stick with it, because if I say I'm going to say Iran every time, I will accidentally say Persia a few times, so I may as well just stick with Persia. Spain grabbing Terracotta Army. That's instantly going to beef up their military. But yeah, I think it's going to take a bit longer here to see our big wars breaking out that we were seeing in the last episode. In Group A, of course, whoever wins is Persia has now also joined that war. Morocco and Spain look like they're about to go on the offensive again. Both those civs will have to watch out for Portugal in the corner, but they seem pretty chilled out at the moment, Portugal. But yeah, this could be really bad for Portugal. If Spain and Morocco divide up, if Spain and Persia divide up Morocco, that's going to be really good. Though it looks like Spain and Persia may have ended up at war, so no, I don't think they are. Portugal do grab Chichen Itza to keep them in the running. But they are trapped in that corner. They don't seem to be able to spot too many more good places to settle. But Morocco are still holding on. Spain have put their army in a weird position to sort of block off Persia. And that probably could have done with the help of Persia and their military. So that's obviously not working for them. That was a weird time for that list to pop up. I don't know why it showed up at turn 63. Normally they only show up every 25 turns, so that was a bit weird. Just noticed that. Yes, taking longer. The mountains are making it difficult. Maybe the terrain is getting in the way as well. So yeah, I would imagine. I think the Mapuche are already dead at this point in Group A, but here much more interesting in Group B. Sorry you can't see everything going on in the far corner of Spain. I'm trying not to move around too much, but they haven't settled any more cities just yet. I don't think it's too interesting. What we're missing out on, there's nothing going on as far as I'm aware in the far left corner, and obviously the giant death robot. They're probably going to stay clear, but Marrakesh might be the first city to fall here, and I think Persia are going to go next, and they might be the ones to take this. Yep, Persia take Marrakesh. That's Morocco's hopes as good as done. Are we going to see Persia representing Iran go through to the semi-final? We've already got Russia, and it looks like Persia may have run the race for Rabat as well. Oh, it's close. It's going to be close. Persia did just grab Notre Dame. That's 10 happiness. Portugal with the Oracle. And there we go. Morocco eliminated solely by Persia, who now have the whole western side of the map to themselves. And I did see that. Portugal have now declared war on the Spanish. Let's go see how this plays out, because Spain's army is at the moment out towards Persia. Spain did grab the Great Wall this time, which is going to be difficult for, and there's my favourite wonder, Borobudur has been completed. That is the funnest word to say. I have no idea where it is. Okay, yeah, Spain are going to be next to fall. Persia now coming their way, and Persia do now have musketmen. I do feel for Portugal. Portugal probably need to take everything here to have a chance to fight against the Persians. We just saw they have the pointiest stick. That is just the worst way they could have described that ever. Portugal finally did settle another city. Nice job. And Portugal actually pieced out with Spain. So let's see, maybe Portugal will come to the Spanish's aid. But what Portugal need least is for Persia to take everything here. Because if Persia can take some cities, if they take Madrid, which is looking quite likely here, is a good possibility, then yeah, it looks like Persia could be in the driving seat here to control that map. The first wars are so important in these mini battles, because as we saw with Russia, once they sort of Arabia softened up the Mapuche, and once Russia went in, it was so much easier. We have to do this again. I'm just going to ban a random luxury. There we go. And I'll repeal it straight afterwards. I mean, they are voting on it. I'm giving them a choice to not ban it, so it's not like I shouldn't feel too bad for the bias in there. But Madrid has fallen to the Persians, and Seville looks likely to join it, and Portugal are going to be trapped in that corner. That's going to be good. Barcelona might take a bit longer. Oh, Madrid actually went back to Spain. Not sure how long for. Spain all but out of units now, which sucks. Persia haven't done any more settling. I am keeping an eye on the mini-map towards the west where we can't see, but we're going to focus on the action. And once again, Persia capturing Madrid. It looks like it will be Iran / Persia joining Russia in the next semi-final, unless Portugal can pull off some miracle, because they have fallen behind for technology now, which is an issue. And that is a real surprise. I said at the start, you know, Persia were probably my least favourite to get out of this group. Not as in favourite as in I didn't want them to get out, but as in I thought they would have the toughest time. But Morocco just really terrible decisions, I guess, by the AI, and Morocco just failed. Persia just completed Himeji Castle, entered the Industrial Era too, and I'll be keeping an eye out for the final war to break out now between our two remaining civs, Persia and Portugal. They are currently level. Okay, it's just broken out. Persia declared it. Persia, it's close at the moment, to be fair to them. It is very close. It's hard. We don't have access to, obviously, I haven't got info addicts on, but we can see Persia 150,000 soldiers, with the average is 125,000. Now, mine is at 90, which would suggest Portugal aren't too far behind. They don't look to be too far behind, and at the moment their tech levels are similar, although I do now see Persia with riflemen, and maybe Portugal could bounce back. I mean, if they took the right city here, if they started pushing for Persia's original, the problem is it would be so difficult to get to Persepolis, but yeah, if they started pushing that way, maybe they'd have success. But I mean, they're fighting a Persia who currently controls all the cities that were once Spanish, and Persia going autocracy there, and what was the other one? All the former Spanish and Moroccan cities, so that doesn't help. It's turn 109. Probably going to be still some time here, and Persia don't have much of an army left here. Portugal may actually be able to pull this off. The question is, can Portugal focus on one city as an AI? That is the issue. They do tend to, AI in general, attack multiple cities at once, and that just doesn't work out for them. So let's see how this goes. Maria has completed the Globe Theatre. Maybe there's still a comeback in this. Her cities are a little bit larger, although I say that that's a pretty big one there on the river. Marrakesh is back at 11. Yeah, it looks like Persia are just starting to bat Portugal back a little bit now, which is a shame. And the sieging is beginning. Yeah, Porcelain Tower does look like it will be Iran, as we thought. Just when they took out Spain, it did look like Portugal had a chance for a minute, but here it does seem, yeah, this is rifle. Although Portugal now have riflemen, we still haven't had a map with any sea tiles on it. And Portugal obviously are quite a naval-based civ. They have the nows. That sucks. I'm also worried for England in their group later on. That's going to be worrying. Although luckily, the civ that represents Tunisia, I have to decide on. Try not to be biased. I've got to choose between Carthage and the Vandals, and obviously Carthage are also naval. So just pick one at random there without looking. So yeah, that's going to be interesting. And what is that from Portugal? That is a rifleman with a weird hole over the top, with a weird circle over the top of it. I was like, what is that? It's nothing special. There we go, the first city falls. It's only a small one. Portugal now launching their own counter-offensive, but I feel like Persia have got this covered now. They do have Gatling guns, which is an advantage. Persia into the modern era. And definitely on top at the moment. But anything can happen. Anything could happen. We could be surprised. It's unlikely, but there's always a chance. See, the game is on quick, so the AIs are going to get to very high-tech levels very quickly, which is the focus. These are meant to be quick mini-battles that all lead to one grand final and one big winner. It's going to be exciting to see who that is. And we are very close, it would seem, to finding out who our second semi-finalist is for certain. Persia have now got Great War Infantry, which means they're pretty close to having aircraft, and I imagine with the amount of the map that they are covering right now in their land, that should be pretty useful for them. They should be able to have plenty of oil, is what I was meaning to say there. They should get plenty of resources of any kind, but oil is probably going to be the most useful. I wonder if we will see a battle that pushes it towards the higher tech levels, because the last game ended just shortly after Russia gained access to planes, and there we go, the city of Braga falls, and Portugal really are now backed into a corner without too many options. There were still options before, but now they're starting to struggle, and their capital, Lisbon, should fall in the next turn, I'm afraid. Sorry, Portugal, but like I said, not like the World Cup. Wait, let's keep going. One more turn. As I imagine, I would like to see what would happen if I left Persia just to keep going. Would they eventually go after just kill my giant death robot? I don't think they can, because the AI cannot declare war on you without having cities, as far as I'm aware. But there we go, in 153 turns, which I believe is a lot less than the other game, the Russia semi-final, we have our second semi-finalist. So we now know there's two of the civs making the 4-civ lineup for the first semi-final. We know it is Russia and Persia. The next episode will be Group C. Hopefully, hang on, I'm trying to remember this off my head, which is probably a terrible idea. I believe Group C is France's group. Let me actually check. I've got a little book here next to me. Pen falling. I think I've got it here. Yes, it is France. It will be France, Australia, Denmark, and I think it will be the Inca filling in for Peru. So hopefully you're excited for that. Thank you so much for watching. As always, if you have enjoyed, be sure to leave a like and a comment down below. Be sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.